It might look peaceful, but July has been brutal. We are in the middle of a heat wave, water pressure keeps dropping, and giant grasshoppers are treating the garden like their personal buffet. So, what can you do? You keep going on. Build new things, plant new plants, and keep smiling most of the time. Welcome to our July update from the beautiful island of Crete. We're now a full week into this heat wave. Daytime highs pushing past 40 degrees some days. This is the last weekend of July and it's going to be one of the hottest. Chances of 40, 42, and the chance of wildfires are also rising, but it is hot. There were days we couldn't even film. The iPhone camera kept shutting down from the heat. Well, add to that the Meltemi winds and unreliable water pressure. It's been a test of patience and planning. My biggest stress, not knowing when there will be enough pressure to water, especially with the drip system. It's highly unpredictable. I also made some adjustments to divide the water more efficiently between plants that require a lot of water and those that require less. But it's hard to verify if it worked, since pressure ranges from nothing to way more than expected. So again, watering by hand. By the way, I have ordered new microphones, so I hope that the audio issues will be over after they are delivered. As if the heat wasn't enough, the bugs have arrived. Green sting bugs, grasshoppers, arlequin bugs.
Het is niet dezelfde.
Locusts. So here's another grasshopper munching away on my potatoes.
Okay.
I started removing sting bugs by hand each morning, just to make sure we have some harvestable corn and tomatoes left. They are really doing a number on them. We also added some netting against the cabbage butterfly, and of course it also helps with the grasshoppers. By the way, I found these in the tomatoes. Does anybody have any idea what laid these eggs? Should we make a top 5 garden problem video? Let us know in the comments. Now, in spite of it all, we got a lot done this month. First up, the tomatoes. After the sun nearly fried our tomatoes, I replaced the old mesh with proper shade cloth, and it helped until the Meltemi, strong northern wind here, which by the way is very welcome on hot days, right? Until it showed up and tore the shade cloth loose. So I had to find a construction to make it a bit stronger. That was fun, in a sweaty, slightly frustrating kind of way. So, how well does the shade cloth work? Let's see. 57.6 degrees. $37.2 degrees. Now, because of that, for the tomato plants I potted earlier from our cutlings, I wanted to find a different spot, a little more protected. So I built some trellis frames using some leftover fencing. There we go. And I transplanted our tomato cuttings along with the basil into the new border. Fingers crossed, they take off soon. Video from cutlings to finished border will follow soon. So stay tuned. I've been getting into woodworking. This week she had to set up shop in our living room because of the heat. But earlier she made a lounge chair from reclaimed pallets. Now a pantry rack to help us tame the chaos indoors, because we didn't have a lot of storage space. As soon as this heat wave is over, we are going to build some raised beds from pallets. And it might be a good moment to talk about where we get the wood from and how we process it. Now, despite the heat and the bugs, some plants are still thriving. We planted some new herbs and ornamentals. And we even planted some bananas. They're a bit more demanding when it comes to planting. So I dug a wider hole, created a little mound in the middle to place them a bit up. They like it that way. And filled up the gap with regular substrate. The new drip line should provide them with enough water. We also transplanted new seedlings and cuttings. Maybe you remember recently I posted a video about seeding and soil blocks. Yeah, let me show you an update. They are coming along nicely. I already had to uppot the cucumbers and beans. This month's harvest was mixed. Zucchinis are still going strong. We picked a few cucumbers, though honestly they look better than they tasted. And Ella picked a lot of basil and made a delicious pesto. We got some sunflowers and left them to dry. And we even harvested our own fig. The potatoes, well, we'll cover that in a separate video. Let's just say not the biggest hole, but still a dinner grown in our own garden always tastes better. Corn and early tomatoes are struggling too, mostly from heat stress and insect damage. Not everything went well. Here's a painful moment. I accidentally cut the wrong stem of a pumpkin. Don't know if you can say this on YouTube, but that really sucked. Let's beep it out and say, that's a bummer. This one for the bloopers. But even on tough days, there's beauty everywhere. One of my favorite things to do in the morning is to check the sunflowers. Frequently our garden gets a visit from carpenter bees. They are big, metallic blue and black, beautiful bees, about the size of 2 bumblebees, so you can't miss them. And how about this gorgeous swallowtail? I tried to film them before, but they are really difficult to capture. Also, meet Fritz. He adopted us. He pops by a few times a day to say hi, and then disappears like a ghost. So, that's it for July. It's been a month of resilience, learning, and a bit of damage control. And as I mentioned, we're working on a couple of new videos, so if you are curious about reclaiming pellets or not so great harvests, make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, see you next time, hopefully cooler and with a little less bugs. Bye bye.